Hi guys. Uh, Today we are going to cover how to do Ajax call or maybe API calls from React application. So we know React is a simple UI library which will only care about UI. There is no such thing provided by React to make Ajax calls. So you are free to use whatever the library you want, or maybe you can go with the plain JavaScript APIs. Browser provided APIs to make Ajax calls in React applications. So one thing is fetch API or maybe XML HTTP request, and fetch API is a built-in browser built-in API, which is very common option when it comes to making Ajax calls in React-based applications. Or otherwise, we can go with popular libraries such as Axios to make Ajax calls in React applications. So we will see how to do a simple Ajax call and display the data using Axios today in this video. So I will take some dummy API from JSON placeholder. Okay, let's say I have I have this users API which I'm going to call and display it as a list. Okay, let me copy this URL. So I'm going to use Axios to make Ajax calls. So Axios is one of the popular Ajax library available in the JavaScript ecosystem. So which is a feature rich, which has interceptors and very nice API surface, which will return a promise, and the browser support is also very good. So I'm going to install Axios first. So npm install Axios. This will install the Axios in our application. You can see that here. Yeah, we have Axios in our setup. Now let's run this. Let's copy the URL. And yeah, we can make API calls using Axios. Like this. Axios provide very simple interface to make API calls. Like if you want to make a get call, maybe you can use Axios to get in the same way. If you want to make a post and put calls, you have a similar APIs in Axios. And when it comes to React, we cannot directly write it in the body of component. Instead, you have to use effect or something similar to that to make API calls. So API call is considered as an effect. So yeah, it's a side effect. So we have to run it in the use effect. Maybe if you want to run it only once, maybe you can keep a dependency array empty, or maybe if you want to run this do the API call based on some other parameters, maybe you can put that in the dependency array. For example, if you are searching for something, and whenever the users enter something and you want to make an API call, then you can put some the search query in the dependency. Anyway, for now we will just do the simple API call, import the Axios, get, okay, I'm going to do a get call. Okay, so here we should get the data. If you have any error, you can catch it here. So you can do the API calls inside use effect, but again you can use a promise interface, but you cannot use a sync await, as use effect will not accept async functions as a callback. Maybe you can use IEFs to use awaits inside use effect. Anyway, so this is a simple API call, and let's see if we can print the data first. So we are making API call on the mount of application. Yep, so we are able to see the response object that is coming out of Ajax. So, and you can also see the data here, headers, data, and other stuff. So our interest is data. So here you can see the list of users that we fetch just now from the API. So to print them alone, just use response type data. Yeah, you can see the user list, and here you can see it is printing twice. It's because of a strict mode in React actually, and this will only happen in a development mode. This will not happen in the production usually. Because of the strict mode, React is just running the mounting the component and unmounting it twice immediately when we do the application, just to ensure that our application doesn't have any memory leaks or issues. And so this is not an issue. You can see these calls twice in the development, but this will not happen in the production. Anyway, if you don't want to make calls twice, maybe you can just remove this React strict mode in the index.js file, so that it will not mount the component twice, so you will not see the calls twice here. But it is always good to keep this, as it will help us to catch some memory leaks and issues in the application earlier. So now we have the data, and let's see how to display that. So now I want to display it in a table. Maybe let me take Bootstrap. So let's create a simple table, bootstrap table. This and paste it in your application. Yeah, our goal is to display the names of name, and maybe we can display the name and email of the user. So we need two columns, name, email. We don't need the third one. So the same way, just need two columns. And let's create a state to keep this data. So you can see that I am initializing this user state with undefined, as an empty state, but it is good if you are initializing it with array, because you are getting array here, and if you try to map that, you will get error if you don't put empty array here. Let's say I just want to create a row for each array item in the response. Let's say we have 10 items, so I just want to create 10 rows here. So I'm going to loop it this. But this is a throwing error, right? You can see that users is undefined, because don't forget this is a very common mistake that many people do in interviews. So don't forget to initialize this with empty array, or otherwise you will get this array. You will get this error as users state is undefined initially, and we will be loading this data in some time after the component gets loaded, and then we will be setting this data here. See, set users. Anyway, I will be setting this data to that state, but still you will see the error in the console. See, users is undefined, because this will take some time to load the data, right? By that time the component will get rendered with the empty, with the value undefined. So if you try to call this map method on undefined, definitely it's going to throw error and it will not work. So for the safer side, you can initialize this with empty array, or have an null checks, or just have a null check. Okay, so either have a null check or use empty array. Okay, so now you can easily display the data. Dot name, email. Yep, we are able to see the data. Okay, yeah, that's all. This is how you will make a API call and display the data in the React application And so one more thing, you can see the issue here, right? As we already discussed this key, this is the unique property which is very important when you are rendering lists in React. It should be unique, otherwise React will not understand how to properly render the list. So it should be unique, and we can use ID that is available in the data. So you can refer previous video to understand this key property. So class names. Yep. So now it is working flawlessly. And yep, that's all. Thank you.